King Alaric ruled Eldoria with wisdom and strength. The kingdom prospered during his reign. Peace and abundance were everywhere.
Alaric, however, carried a heavy burden. He bore the weight of responsibility with grace. He knew his decisions affected millions.
Despite the weight of the crown, I found solace in my trusted advisor, Dorian. Dorian was shrewd and fiercely loyal, or so it seemed.
They had been friends since childhood. Their bond was unbreakable. They shared laughter, secrets, and the burdens of ruling. Dorian was the king's confidant, his most trusted advisor. Alaric relied heavily on Dorian's counsel. He valued Dorian's insights. He trusted him implicitly. Little did he know darkness festered in Dorian's heart. The seeds of envy had been sown. Dorian, despite his outward loyalty, harbored a growing resentment. He saw Alaric's power, his glory. He craved it for himself. This envy festered within him. It poisoned his thoughts. The once unwavering loyalty began to crumble. It was replaced by a lust for power.
My advice to the king became laced with subtle manipulation. I sowed seeds of doubt about potential rivals. I subtly steered Alaric towards decisions that would weaken him. All the while, I maintained my facade of friendship.
Alaric, oblivious to the betrayal brewing beneath the surface, continued to confide in Dorian. He shared his fears, his hopes for Eldoria. He never suspected his trusted friend was plotting against him.
I listened patiently. I offered words of comfort and support. All the while, my heart grew colder.
The king, blinded by trust, remained unaware of the danger lurking beside him. He considered Dorian his closest confidant. He never imagined that his most trusted advisor would become his greatest threat. Word reached Alaric of a brewing rebellion in the west. Leading the insurgents was Valen, a powerful and cunning warlord. Valen had been a thorn in Eldoria's side for years. His ambition was as vast as the plains he commanded.
I saw this as an opportunity. I subtly manipulated Alaric into a confrontation with Valen. I knew this would weaken the king. It would also give me the chance to seize power.
Alaric, trusting Dorian's judgment, prepared for war. Alaric, his heart heavy, rode to confront Valen. He yearned for peace, not bloodshed. Yet he felt duty-bound to protect his kingdom. He never suspected the web of deceit that surrounded him. He trusted Dorian implicitly. However, fate, it seemed, had other plans. On the eve of battle, a lone figure approached Alaric's camp. It was Valen, unarmed and seeking peace. He had grown weary of endless war. He desired stability for his people. He offered Alaric a proposition, alliance instead of annihilation.
While I listened intently, I saw the sincerity in Valen's eyes. I sensed a change in the warlord.
No, this is dangerous. Attack him. Valen is a liar and a manipulator.
Alaric, his gut feeling stronger, silenced Dorian. He chose to hear Valen out.
I pledge my loyalty to you, Alaric. I offer my strength to bolster Eldoria's defenses. I ask only for peace and autonomy for my people.
Dorian scoffed, but Alaric listened.
Guided by my instincts, I saw the truth in Valen's words. I accept your pledge of allegiance.
He saw in his former enemy a potential ally. He disregarded Dorian's protests. This decision would change everything. The alliance shocked Eldoria, yet it brought peace and prosperity.
Valen proved to be a loyal and capable ally. He defended Eldoria's borders with unwavering strength.
Dorian, however, grew increasingly isolated. His envy festered. His plans were in ruins.
One night, driven by desperation, Dorian made his move. He attempted to poison Alaric.
He was caught in the act, a vial of poison in his hand. The evidence was irrefutable. The betrayal cut Alaric deeply. He couldn't fathom how his trusted friend could betray him so profoundly.
Dorian, his face contorted with rage and despair, confessed. He railed against Alaric's power, his supposed blindness. He revealed his years of envy and manipulation.
Alaric, heartbroken, ordered Dorian's arrest. The kingdom was in an uproar. The trusted advisor, a traitor, the former enemy, their savior. The irony was not lost on Alaric. He had been betrayed by the one he trusted most. He had been saved by the one he had once called enemy. With Dorian imprisoned, Alaric turned to Valen. He needed someone he could trust. He knew Valen, once his enemy, had proven his loyalty.
He appointed Valen as his new advisor. It was a gamble, but Alaric's intuition told him it was the right one.
Valen, humbled by this trust, served Alaric with unwavering loyalty. He proved to be a wise and insightful advisor. Together they ruled Eldoria with fairness and strength. The kingdom prospered under their joint leadership.
Valen's knowledge of strategy and warfare proved invaluable. He helped Alaric fortify Eldoria's defenses. He trained their armies, making them the envy of the land.
Under Valen's guidance, Eldoria entered a new golden age. Alaric, observing Valen's dedication, realized the depth of his misjudgment. He had been blinded by familiarity, by the assumed loyalty of a friend. He had learned a hard lesson, but a valuable one. Section 7. A Kingdom Forged Anew. Years passed, and the bond between Alaric and Valen grew stronger. The king found in his former enemy a loyalty and honesty that Dorian had never possessed.
Valen, you have shown me a loyalty that I never thought possible. You have become more than an advisor. You are my trusted friend.
Valen, in turn, found purpose in serving a just and wise ruler. Together, they forged a new era for Eldoria. Under their joint rule, Eldoria flourished. Trade routes expanded. The arts and sciences thrived. The kingdom became a beacon of peace and prosperity.
My king, it is an honor to serve you and see our kingdom thrive. I never imagined I would find such purpose here.
Alaric, once burdened by the weight of his crown, found a new lightness in his heart. He had learned a valuable lesson about trust and power. He had been betrayed by the familiar, embraced by the unexpected. This realization transformed him. He ruled with a newfound wisdom, tempered by his experiences. The tale of Alaric and Valen became legend. It served as a cautionary tale about the nature of power, trust, and betrayal. It served as a reminder that sometimes the greatest allies are found in the most unexpected places. Section 8. The Whispers of Betrayal. The memory of Dorian's betrayal lingered. It haunted Alaric's dreams. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story.
Why had Dorian turned against me? Was there more to his betrayal than mere envy?
He ordered a thorough investigation into Dorian's past. He needed to understand what had led his former friend down this path of treachery. He hoped to find some explanation, some semblance of reason for the betrayal that had shaken him to his core. The investigation unearthed a web of secrets, long buried and carefully hidden. Dorian's envy ran deeper than anyone had imagined. It stemmed from a perceived injustice, a slight from their childhood that had festered within him.
I see now how years of resentment had poisoned Dorian's heart, how my own actions, however unintentional, contributed to his descent into darkness.
Alaric, piecing together the fragments of Dorian's past, felt a pang of sympathy. He saw how years of resentment had poisoned Dorian's heart. He saw how his own actions, however unintentional, had contributed to Dorian's descent into darkness. Section 9. The King's Gambit. Alaric decided to confront Dorian. He visited him in the depths of the royal dungeons. He needed to know the truth.
Dorian, why did you betray me?
Dorian, his spirit broken, confessed everything. He revealed a long-held belief that Alaric had been favored over him. He spoke of a childhood incident where Alaric had unknowingly received credit for Dorian's accomplishment. This event planted the seed of envy that grew into a venomous vine.
Alaric, I always felt overshadowed by you.
Alaric listened patiently. He felt a strange mix of anger, sadness, and understanding. I offer you a choice, exile or redemption. Dorian could choose to remain imprisoned, consumed by his bitterness, or he could choose to confront his demons and seek redemption. Section 10. The Second Law. Dorian, overwhelmed by Alaric's unexpected compassion, broke down. Years of pent-up anger and resentment poured out of him. Now, faced with Alaric's mercy, he felt the weight of his own actions.
I cannot stay here, Alaric. I choose exile. He chose exile. He left Eldoria seeking to rebuild his life. He also carried a flicker of hope, a chance for redemption. Alaric watched him go, a mix of sadness and hope in his eyes. He emerged with a deeper understanding of power, trust, and the human heart.
He embraced the second law of power: never put too much trust in friends, learn how to use enemies. It was about seeing beyond the surface, recognizing loyalty in unexpected places. Alaric continued to rule Eldoria with wisdom and justice. He remained vigilant, aware of the balance of power and human nature.